Crazy, hectic week for West Ham. The news is flying. Lopetegui. The journalists can't seem to agree on if Lopetegui is getting sacked this weekend or not, no matter what happens. A lot of contradiction going on. We've got Moyes. He's still coming out. He's talking about his time at West Ham, talking about the contract that he was offered and withdrawn. We've also got serious injury rumours coming ahead of the Everton game that we'll be discussing. So it's just me and Nikki tonight. Quick one. Nikki's obviously got the forfeit video coming ready for you guys to watch. And then we will be sorting out the next forfeit, which we revealed on the preview. Ryan and Nikki, horse stables cleaning out while me and Scott have got luxury. So yeah, the worst performance of any, mate. You was the most confident. You was the most confident of anyone at the start of this series. You've lost bottom 3 weeks in a row.
I know. And I said this, like, I tried to bottle out of it last week. I've had it done this week. I even said, like, you know, even coming bottom, I should probably do the forfeit on my own because it's not really fair to Ryan because I've been fucking terrible in these things, mate. But there we go. Maybe I will do it on my own. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see if he gets out of that one. But yeah, mate, like, I don't know if you got to see any of the Moyes interview. I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw the clips on the overlap. And he talked about this contract he was offered after the Arsenal game. So after the Arsenal game, a contract was put on the table. It was a contract he was not particularly pleased with. And then 3 games later, it was withdrawn. I think we hadn't won in those 3 games. It was pretty poor in those 3 games. The contract was withdrawn. Now, it causes a lot of concerns. One, about how Sullivan does business, how quick he is to change. But someone raised a good point. I think consider this. What was wrong with the contract? Why didn't he like it? And I believe it was because it was a head coach contract and he didn't want to be a head coach. He didn't sign it right there and then. It was withdrawn. So as much as I don't like Sullivan's flip-flopping, how you can turn so quickly, if the geezer's not signing it and it gets taken off the table, you don't like it, you don't sign it, you can't complain, really and truly.
It's odd, isn't it? Because, you know, as the time goes on, people just keep on asking Moyes about, you know, his time at West Ham. There's obviously something there. There's obviously something that's, you know, that's known within the you know, the football world about why he's left and all that, because they just keep on trying to squeeze it out of him. Sullivan's an odd man, you know, he's an odd man. I don't know what the thinking of is behind offering him some sort of low ball contract. Maybe he's trying to make him reject it so they can say that they offered it. And then when he said he considered it, maybe he just withdrew it because he thought he may sign it. I don't know. I don't know I don't know the way that man's mind works sometimes, David Sullivan. But yeah, I mean, for it to keep on going, what are we now, November? And for people to still be asking him, it's not like he's been shy and it's not like he's been missing from media for a long time, but people keep on asking him and trying to sort of coax more and more out of him. And every time he speaks, it seems like more information comes out. It's very odd that you would offer him a contract and then withdraw it after 3 games. On the back of beating Arsenal. I don't really get where either side's going to benefit from this. You know, is he trying to make Sullivan look like a bit of a cunt? Or is he trying to make himself look like a bit like, well, you know, I was thinking about it. I'm not just going to sign any old contract just in case he goes into further negotiations. I don't really get it. I don't really get what the information, but I think it gets further and further along. It seems to me like Sullivan was really like sort of playing with him. It was, you know, it's a bit sad really because you either want him or you don't, you know.
Well, I think it's just the way Sullivan he's so risk averse. He's so cautious when it comes to things. He's scared of making the wrong decision. You know, he's scared that, well, what if we stick with Moyes and it all goes wrong and we lose? Oh no, but what if we get rid of Moyes and then we sign someone else and it all goes wrong? And that's why I didn't want to pay them 10. What if we pay 10 million for Amorim and he doesn't work out? That's kind of, I think, how his mind works. And
I don't see Harry be sort of like averse to like spending £10 million on Amorim and him not working out, and then go and spend money on people like, I don't know, less. Andre Ayew, 20 million. Fulkrug, 25 million. You know, unproven player. What did we pay for Vlasic? 30 million. Like, I don't really understand the thinking behind it. 10 million in today's
money. No, do you know why? Because with players, you can make money back off them. Managers, you can't go and sell a manager and recoup anything. So I think that's probably part of it. But yeah, I think it's a case of people sort of push back on me and said, well, Moyes wasn't just offered the contract off the back of the Arsenal game. It's because we were sixth. But Moyes was very clear that the contract was offered the day of, immediately after we'd beaten Arsenal. So maybe Sullivan had it drawn up and ready to go because we were doing well at the time, but he didn't offer it to him until that Arsenal result. So that was the spark, you know. So then he's offered it, and then he's right. There's your contract, which I believe was a head coach contract, because that's where he was moving. We had Steidton in place, another one we'll talk about, actually another story. And it's a head coach contract. Now, Moyes has been very clear. He said it, I believe it was on the overlap. He said it in other interviews. He believes the manager should have control. He doesn't believe in directors of football. He believes it's the manager. He's very vocal about that. So when he gets a contract offer for a head coach position, he's going to be very hesitant and not being happy. And I'm glad he didn't sign it, because whether you like Moyes or not, you don't want someone doing a role that they don't believe in. And if he would have been a head coach, it would have been a disaster. But so if he said, I don't like that contract, or I'm not sure, and they've gone, all right, and taken it away, as much as I don't like the flip-floppiness of Sullivan, I can't be mad too much, because the geezer's obviously not thrilled with it, and is umming and ahhing, and you've offered it to him, he's not signing it. So it's within your right to withdraw it, really.
Could it have been any worse terms than he was already on? You know, he'd already won a trophy. Maybe it was a length of the contract. I don't really know.
It was the head coach thing, Nick. It was the less control. It was the less control over transfers, less control over, you know, aspects of the club that's being run behind the scenes and the direction of the club.
I'll be honest. I know he took us from sort of relegation into that, but I was really worried about the state of the squad and the relationships he had with sort of like fringe players. His reluctance to really like change any sort of personnel when he had to. I was a bit worried about that. So I think that may have been the right decision from Sullivan, because when you look at the squad as a whole and how thin it was, and if that was his decision, I think Sullivan might have been looking at that as if to say, like, well, no, you can, you know, I'm happy with you carry on managing, but, you know, in terms of the squad, getting the squad, you know, padded out a little bit more, I think you're going to need a bit of help, because it's obvious that you don't like, you know, making them decisions yourself. So I think that's the right decision from Sullivan, if that's the case.
It's a case of his job role was no longer available. It happens in workplaces all the time. Well, we're changing the role. The role's changing. So, you know, you either want to adapt to that role, or you just want to do your own role, in which case we haven't got a position for you, because this is the role now. And that's how it is. Have you seen that Moyes is sort of, they're asking him, a few of these interviews are asking him, oh, like, what do you think? Like, you potentially go back for a third attempt to rescue, because West Ham's not doing well now. You take it the third time, and he's being very coy on it. I think he says something like, possibly, they might ask me. And he's been very coy, because but listen, the way he's acting, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not getting any other offers and he just goes and takes it, you know, just to be because, you know, how good will he look? Oh, they've come crawling back to me. I think if we go back to him, it would be embarrassing.
We've been back to him twice, right? We've been back to him twice. Sullivan had to go back to him the second time with his sort of like his towel in between his legs, because I've heard that it was Sullivan that wanted him gone the first time, and David Gold was very much, you know, for keeping him on. You're not going to get a third time out of David Sullivan. David Sullivan is not going to admit he's wrong twice. I'm sorry, but he's not. I mean, that's why you don't sack managers.
Yeah, that's it. You know, and he never sacked Moyes once. You know, and that's the thing. And he didn't. And I would be shocked. It would be so embarrassing. And I famously said, when we went back to him the second time, I said it was embarrassing, not because it's embarrassing to employ David Moyes. It's embarrassing that you go and say this manager's not good enough, and then the manager you get fails, and then you go back to him. We'd be a laughing stock.
Yeah, but it's no. You know, it's honestly, I can't see him doing it again. I think even if I think even if we was like bottom of the league and close to relegation, I don't think you'd go back again because it's an admission of wrongdoing.
Yeah, that's it. And then you end up with a lot of the same issues you had with him in terms of where you want to go as a club, and then we flip flop. But yeah, mate, it's just a weird time at the moment. We've got this news that's come out about the injuries. Now, Lopetegui said that we've got 2 players that are missing through injury. Now, people have done their online detective work and noticed that the training video, the 2 players that were missing were Todibo and Jared Bowen. So there's nothing confirmed, but there's a lot of assumptions that based on not seeing them being the ones missing, that they'll be missing tomorrow, which means we'll be without Todibo, we'll be without Bowen, we'll be without Kudus, and we'll be without Alvarez.
I'm pretty sure that when they do these videos and these rumors start coming out, I think they leave people out on purpose. So, like, it gives you a little bit of a boost when you see them. You know what I mean? Like, I think they...
Yeah, Arsenal done it recently. They purposely had Saka out of the training video, and everyone was like, oh, he's not trained, you know, and then he showed up.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think they do it on purpose, just a few rumours. And then when, you know, it turns out not to be true, they're sort of in control of it. I don't know. If he's without Bowen, Kudus, you're basically without Paquetá anyway, whether he's suspended or not. But I don't know. Like, this could be a disaster, and this could cost Lopetegui his job. But listen, it is what it is. You have to get on with it. You know, there's nothing you can do if they're injured. Like, we've had worse luck than this, but we are very thin on the ground at the minute. Very thin.
Yeah, I mean, we'll end up going back. I mean, Mavropanos just come straight in for Todibo, which is a little bit of a step down, but he can have a good performance if you just don't play him fucking high up the pitch like that. Just don't sit there and stick him up in midfield. If you're going to play Mavropanos, he has to stay back. Kilman's got a bit more legs about him, so if anyone's going to push up, then do that Kilman. And then Gilworm, this is a chance to play him. He's a winger. We've got obviously going to have Somerville starting because we've got no Kudus, no Bowen, right? I can't think of anyone else that just comes in apart from Gillerm. Who else do we play? Unless you put Antonio on the right wing. If you really don't want to play Gillerm, you put Antonio on the right wing and Ings.
He don't like going with Ings. Sometimes it's the best way. You know, with like saying Gillerm, it's the best way just to shove him in. I remember Lanzini was forced into that position, and he ended up being one of our better players in the last sort of 10 years. Fuck me, I don't know. I don't know what to say. If there's an injury crisis like that, the team picks itself, but I don't know that it's got enough balls to sort of beat an Everton. You know, Everton under Sean Dyche, like when he sees things like that, he smells blood and he knows what to do and he knows to get stuck in. So yeah, it is worrying, but
they're missing Dwight McNeil, who's been one of their most important player in terms of output, scoring goals, which is a bit of a boost for us. You know, we're home, so he has to find a way. He has to get to that drawing board and put out the best possible team he can. And yeah, okay, it's a step down, but let's be honest, Bowen hasn't been great. He really hasn't been great this season. And you know, it's always going to be tough losing a player of that caliber and the captain. But yeah, he's just not been at it. So obviously we got Soler. I don't like playing him on the wings. Again, if you don't want to play Antonio right wing, if you don't want to play Gillerm, he could maybe play Soufal right back and Wan-Bissaka right wing. Wan-Bissaka was originally a right winger. So I would like to go with Gilworm. He's got the pace, he's got the legs, but those are they're not amazing options like Antonio right wing or Wan-Bissaka right wing, but he has options. He's not pigeonholed into something, so there's no excuse. He just has to pick the best option, and that's going to be. We've got Irvin as well, who obviously maybe play in the middle, play Paqueta on the, play him on the wing. There's different things he can do, and that's going to be why I'm so interested in this. I'm not completely doom and gloom about the injuries. Like I said, like Todibo has been decent. He's been good, but you know, Mavropanos when he's not playing a high line has been good. And then the same with Bowen. He's not been great. So I'm excited to get to see something different and just see if these players are
sometimes, forcing, difference is what it takes to change the manager's mind. But I don't know, mate. Yeah, like to be honest with you, at the moment, like from what I've been seeing over the last few weeks, we just need people in there with a bit of desire to play, because it seems like a lot of them don't want to play for the club and don't want to play for the manager. That's just my opinion. So, yeah, look, if you know, if you can get like a Danny Ings that wants to prove his worth, and maybe an Alan Irvine or a Guilherme saying that he deserves a place in the side when when the chips are down, then get him in, get him in anyway. But
like I said, it's I tweeted this out earlier on the Lopetegui thing. First Sean Whetstone came out and said that if we lose, he'd get sacked. And then Steinberg and the Guardian pointed out and said, "Oh, if we was to, Sean said that if we was to not have a good performance, even if we won and didn't have a good performance, he could be sacked." Then Steinberg said, "If we lose, he'll be sacked." Then the Telegraph came out and said he won't be sacked even if we lose. And then another report, which was Jim White, came and said he won't be sacked even if we lose 5-0. So they've all come, which I believe.
It's guesswork, mate. It's guesswork.
Yeah, it is guesswork, because the thing is, Jim White knows Sullivan. We know Sullivan. I truly believe no matter what, he's not getting sacked.
There's no way on earth, even if he knows Sullivan, this is what I'm saying. This is all it was. There's no way on earth that Jim White's going to phone up David Sullivan, knowing that Jim White's in the media. David Sullivan's going to go, "Yeah, we're going to sack him. If we lose, we're going to sack him."
What I'm saying is, he knows Sullivan, so he doesn't have to ring him because he knows him. We know Sullivan. We've seen how Sullivan operates. We don't have to ring up Sullivan to know that Sullivan ain't sacking him regardless this weekend. It's just not going to happen at this stage. You would like to think it. When have we ever seen that him sack manage? He loathes to sack managers. He really does. Look at Avram Grant. Look how long he persisted with him.
Yeah, because
he let Avram Grant take us down. What's that?
Let's take some comments quickly on the past two. Disagree, Dan. Sully is scared to make the right decision, in my opinion. WM says, "I thought Moyes said he was offered a new deal but sat on it and didn't sign it for months." He did.
This is the thing. Yeah. Remember, he said in January, "Oh, I've got a new deal, but I haven't signed it yet." Now he's contradicting himself.
Yeah, that's a contradiction of what he said. Lack of class from Sullivan to Moyes, who gave fans everything. Taking contract offer away after 3 games after offering it is a disgusting way to treat someone. Matt Powell says David Sullivan needs to sell so we can have someone to take us to the next level. Moyes squad building versus a jumped out scout who just buys anyone. That's talking about Lopetegui, so he'd take Moyes over him. I don't think he'd buy anyone. He's brought some quality in. It would definitely be embarrassing if he came back. I think that's his. Penny Lawless. I had a rumor that they're looking at Fat Frank. Any truth?
No, I hope not. I fucking hope not.
If he already had the fans didn't already like Sullivan, I think that would just put the nail in his coffin, if I'm honest with you. Would show a real lack of imagination and no brains to bring him back. Ex-Dortmund manager Edinburgh Terzic open to taking West Ham job. I've heard that, but
I think that's autocorrect. Edinburgh.
What is his name? Edin.
Edin Terzic. Edin Terzic.
Should have played Mabama. Kids scored for fun, said Rich.
He's gone.
He's gone. Yeah, having Antonio down the middle with Kudus and Bowen either side is dumb as shit. Honestly, Dan and Nicky sat like Lopetegui regardless of the result. Mr. C says it was difficult to know where the team were going to end up. A small squad, overworked and burnt out. Absolutely, I agree with that. I don't think it'll go to Christmas, to be honest, lads. Matt Powell says apparently we are after Sebastian Honeb, former Denmark manager, Kasper Hulmand, and ex-Benfica manager Roger Schmidt.
Yeah, those were the names reported in The Guardian this week, I believe.
And Charlotte Small says Arsenal trying to buy Stylen. There we go.
Yeah, I did want to. Yeah, that was another topic I wanted to touch on quickly. They've been reported that he's in the running now. A lot of West Ham fans, the portion of West Ham fans that despise Stuyton for some reason, just because of the Moyes stuff, have come out and said that, see, he's trying to leave, he's pushing to leave, look at it, he's leaked it himself. And they just jump into conclusions. I look at this as just an easy, obvious story. And this is how stories get written. They've just lost their director of football. Yeah. And what's going to happen? They're going to be linked with multiple different directors of football. And obviously they're not going to be linked with Real Madrid's one or Man City's one, current one. They're going to be linked with ones that are a step up for them. So it's just an easy link. Look, if he goes, I like Steidten, but he's made some good signings, but he's still in proving stage for me. I still need him to prove himself. Amorim was his first choice, which we didn't get. But if Lopetegui doesn't work out, and we've ended up, that could have been Sullivan pushing it or whatever. But obviously, he hasn't got a good alternative. He has to take some criticism. As I know he's working under Sullivan, but he has to take some criticism for Lopetegui and full crew.
It's how he deals with his criticism, because it's all been good, and he went and got Kudus. He went and got, I think Paquetá was just before him, but he went and got Alvarez, and it was all working out. He needs, as soon as it goes wrong, people want to sack everyone, and that includes managers, whatever. Give him a chance to rectify his mistakes. If he's made mistakes, let him rectify them. But
the thing is, it's nothing to do with the mistakes, Nick. It's to do with when them stories came out about the rift between Steidten and Moyes. That's what it's all about.
Last year, he was nailed on to go to Liverpool.
That's what I'm saying. They was all like, "Oh, he's trying to go Liverpool. Look at him," and he's not there.
Go Liverpool, and there was no truth in the rumor. So you have to take these things with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, and this is it. And Arsenal fans are saying to me, "Oh, look, we'll take Steidten. He could bring Kudus with me," and they're so. It's mad. And these are Arsenal fans I like and respect. They're going, I'm saying, well, where's he going to play? Because he's not sitting on the bench. Oh, he'll either play left wing or he'll play in the 8. And it's like, what? You're going to spend 85 million to play? We've seen him on the left wing, and he's not good.
Yeah,
and then you're going to play him in centre midfield as well. You're going to play Kudus in centre midfield. 85 million just to shoehorn him out, just for the sake of having Kudus. So you can still have Odegaard and Saka. So, yeah, it's clueless. If he does go there, Kudus, he's sitting on the bench. So it's a waste of time. But, Steidten, look, I'm happy. The thing is I'm happy with Steidten is we haven't got Sullivan doing the deals. We haven't got Sullivan picking players. We ain't got his kids picking players.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah, that's been the problem over the years. Right. I'm going to read this one last comment before we get to the next section. I love West Ham, been a support for 49 years. Not many supporters wanted Lopetegui, but he's here. Do I support him, even though he looks clueless half the time? Well, yeah, he does. He does. But, your support is not appreciated half the time. That's the problem. So, yeah, you just do. Listen, it's a tough situation. What do you do? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Right. Do you want to get round to this section, because I've really got to get going? I've got some strips here of wax that are quite hairy.
No.
And I've done it. But listen, I've had to edit this video about 3 times because you could see my penis in half of it. So I've had to edit it down.
Are you right? Have you double checked it? Have you
checked it? Yeah. If it's in there, we'll have to delete it. But right, so this last week I said I wasn't going to get a wax. I lost again, so I did get the wax. And then next week I'm going to be mucking out some stables while he's
right. Was it full body wax?
No, it wasn't. It was just around the groinal area because.
Oh my! You are.
No, look. To be fair, I haven't got a lot of hair.
You still waxed it?
No, it would have been pointless, but you'll see why I had to stop. Right, you ready for this?
Yeah. Go on.
Right, ready? Let's make sure I've got the right one.
Them ones, the old wax balls. Right.
So I'm just about to have my waxing done. My wife's just heating up the wax.
Look like you're about to cry.
Mate, you'll see at the end. It's heating right up to like hundreds of degrees. A bit worried. At this point, it's steaming.
Oh God!
Dog's chilling. Looking at the wax. Lily, am I going to get waxed?
Even the dog
Yeah.
looks scared for you.
Bad, isn't it? I'm gonna remove myself. I can't watch it. Can't watch
He's
it.
gonna remove himself. He's
Quite hot. Hot enough for wax.
Look at that. Oh, lovely.
What's that?
120 degrees.
Don't let him get away with it, Matt. He's not done the full forfeit. He weaseled out of it. Don't give him no credit. It's the second one.
Strips, I suppose.
He didn't eat all the food either that he was supposed to eat in the last one.
You've got clothes on.
Yeah, what do I need to do then?
We'll take your clothes off, don't
Yeah, I'll take my clothes off, yeah.
you? You know what you can see?
No idea.
What's this? What is
Right,
this?
ready?
Right, listen.
Oh my god.
Can you just check the camera to make sure I'm in view?
What, to make sure your dick's in it?
Not yet, to be quite honest.
Listen, Nick.
Yeah.
Once this goes on,
Yeah.
you have to let me get it off. If you start touching it and getting involved,
Yeah.
it's going to all get stuck to you and then it gets worse.
Right.
Believe me, because that happened to me once when Hayley did me.
Right.
So you just have to deal with it. It's going to be hot when it goes on.
Can you just do this bit then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also that's quite long.
Right.
And also I haven't got glasses on.
He obviously
What does
hasn't
that
been
mean?
using Manscaped,
Just
has
took
he?
up the strips then.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Why is it like that?
Right, what?
Right, it's going to be hot, Nick.
Why is it
Just
like
listen
that?
to me.
Why is it like that?
Well, don't put it on
That's
there.
not hot. That's not hot.
Can you give me a bit on my hand first before you put it on my
Pubes.
Just be careful what you're filming.
Alright, I am.
Oh my
Whoa,
god.
that is hot.
Yeah.
Not really hot.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Do it a little bit at a time then.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck's sake.
Alright, that's enough. Just do that bit.
Just do that bit.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I can't.
What is going
That's
on?
burning me.
Just do that bit. Fucking hell.
You're supposed to get. Look, he's just done one. Don't tell me he done one strip worth.
Wait, when are you going to tear it?
What?
When are you gonna
This
tear
geezer
it?
wanted me to jump out of an aeroplane on a forfeit. He can't even do a full body whack.
Oh, fuck. I'm scared, Chloe.
I'm not being rude, but you are the biggest wimp with little pain and things like that.
Yeah,
So this isn't going to be pleasant.
right.
I'm scared.
I'm really scared. Please don't do it. Please don't do
I
it.
have to do it now. It's on. It's on.
No, just take it off.
I can't.
Just take it off.
There's only one way for it to come off. It's stuck on there.
I'm choking. Please. Get your hands off me.
You get off
Get
of
your
it.
hands off. Get your hands off. Chloe, get your hands off. Just a second.
Just give me a
He's
second.
still got it on
Just
him
give me a
now,
second.
hasn't
Just give me a second, please.
He's walking around with
Please.
it.
Lily, don't.
Please.
Please. Please, just give me a second. No, because you didn't.
No, because it's going to take too long.
Right.
Relax.
Right.
She should have peeled it off nice and slow.
Right, should I shave it? Right, get your hands
It's
off.
too late. It's already on there.
Should I shave it down first?
It's too late.
Shave
I know it's
it
too late for
down.
that bit, but the rest of
What,
it.
you want it all off?
Nah.
I don't know.
You're not going to have any more
That's
than
the
this if
fucking
you're going to
forfeit.
cry after this.
Do you want it all off? Nah.
Oh, fuck. Fuck, what are you doing?
Why are you doing it slow?
I'm not.
Wait.
Nikki,
It's stuck on there. Get your hands off me. Get your hands off.
Stop.
You've stuck it on there, and now you ain't
Got no waxing paper on there.
no.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happened.
It's,
No, you can't.
I
No,
forgot what type it is, and
no,
it's the type that
please. Now you fucked it up.
I haven't
You
fucked
fucked it up. You're gonna hurt me bad now.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna hurt me really bad
Can
now.
you lay down and I'll explain it to you? Chill.
No, just explain it to me now.
It's just the type where you put it on and you rip it off. You don't need a I think.
Nah, I don't believe you.
To just lay down?
I don't believe you.
Oh my god.
shit.
Shut up.
Chloe, why are you smiling?
Because it's getting on my nerves.
Why are you smiling?
It's getting on my nerves.
Oh, Chloe, it's gonna hurt.
You should just rip
Yeah,
it.
please.
Please.
Now you know what I've been putting up with all these years. It's alright, it's not that bad.
Fuck.
How women do.
Fuck, I can feel it already. Look, you're doing it slowly. You're doing it slowly.
I'm getting under the thing, but normally you don't leave your hairs this long before getting something like this
Why
done.
did you put it on then?
Well, you should have trimmed them, shouldn't you? Right, stay still.
Don't use Manscaped, does it?
Oh god.
Oh no, please. You're scaring me.
Right, stop
You're scared.
it.
Why are you saying I've
the
got...
wax is getting harder and harder and it will hurt more. So just relax, keep your hands away.
But you're hurting me.
It's going to come off in one little lump. It's fine. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Look at that.
Oh my god, that hurt.
Be careful. What
Please.
Oh, that is a that is disgusting.
Oh,
Chloe.
you have to show it to us.
Oh, that hurt. Really bad.
Right.
No.
Someone said play some music.
No, please, no more. No more.
Listen, I've got to get these nice little bits off. Right.
Oh,
Do you want me to tie
That's
it
too
up?
cool for this.
no.
You're just going to go around with it like that?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Right, you want me to do your set?
No, definitely not.
I can do your bum, it
You
doesn't
got
matter
it.
at all.
Oh.
Dude,
Oh.
that is pretty much your sack done. I mean,
Ah.
You got to do the lot.
do a little bit here.
No, please don't do that.
Yeah, that won't hurt.
No, it will hurt.
It won't.
It will.
That's quite... Just stay still. Make sure the camera don't come on this.
Oh, fuck. Oh. A little bit, Chloe.
Yeah, alright.
Ow. Ow.
It's just the hairs pulling with the wax, honestly. Right, there you go. That's a nice little bit.
So what, you ain't got to put a strip on?
No.
Right.
She should just put wax all over it and just.
I don't like it.
I might as well do the whole thing.
No.
Yeah, people will be wondering what the fuck I'm watching. He just left me.
Oh.
Someone's not having a good time.
Said Indy. Good.
God damn, man.
And for those who just joined, Nicky is getting some sort of wax in his nether regions.
Jesus.
1, 2, 3.
Oh.
I felt that. I felt that.
Got some longer hairs on that one.
I felt that one.
This is not right.
Smoother. But to be fair, you don't even like tiny little spots being squeezed. I think at least straighten this bit up because that looks
Go on,
looks
go on then,
awful.
go on then. Just do what you got to do. Chloe,
It looks
gonna be
awful.
looking at it, babe. It's just me.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but once it's done, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's getting it done. Chloe, you're
Be
burning me.
careful because I'm going to get it on.
Wait, can you stop?
properly.
Please stop, please.
Right,
You're just doing a lot now.
For the sake of it, because you're fucking cruel.
How about we do the bits round your...
No.
They are long.
This
Look
is
at that.
this is.
You know what you should have done instead?
Yeah, you can do
Cold
that with
razor,
scissors, babe. You ain't
no
got to do it
baby.
with wax.
Cold razor, no shaving cream. See how
Do
you like
that
that?
whole pubis bit.
No.
Joe, it's going to look stupid if you don't do the whole thing.
Ready?
I don't like it.
Fucking hell, Chloe, what are you doing?
Just getting underneath it.
Chloe,
Fuck, you're pulling everything out.
I'm not pulling everything out. I
Yeah,
just need to do a bit
now.
more around the edge. Like...
no, please.
I do need to get like a handle on it.
There's a handle. Right there.
No, because it's got all of this,
Ah, fuck.
this bit in it.
Darren's gone.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, don't worry. They'll be watching it, Matt. They'll definitely watch it.
This ain't fucking worth it. Oh my god.
This is it. This is the last bit. I'm not doing any more.
Chloe, please
Alright.
stop, babe. Stop.
See you later, Nick. Nicky's off.
Oh, why?
my
What are you
God.
doing?
Right.
That bit hurts the most. When you do it like whatever you're doing now, that
It's
hurts.
because they've all got tangled up because they're so long.
Yeah, but you're doing it really slow. Just fucking rip the.
Okay.
Oh my.
Oh! That's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Are you showing them? Otherwise, I don't know you've done it.
That's enough. That's enough.
All right. I'm
Tap.
just checking it's all off.
No, so there. That's all off. It's
I'm
all
just
off.
checking.
Yeah, it's all off. It's all off. It's all off.
Be careful because you've got your dick on the camera.
He has tapped out. I hope we don't see any reflections in the fucking fireplace.
No. I don't like it. That's horrible.
I don't like it.
That's what it's like.
Oh, he's getting comforted.
Why do you do that?
To be bored.
Fuck you know. And there we go. There we go. There we. And he don't deserve a round of applause, really, does he? Because he didn't go through with the full shebang. He chickened out. Forfeit's a forfeit, whether you like it or not. He didn't eat all the food. He hasn't done this. Let's see if he does the full days of cleaning out the stables like he's supposed to, or he cheats us on that one. But listen, he lost 3 weeks in a row. He lost 3 weeks in a row. He's never finished top. I finished top once. Ryan finished top once. Scott finished top twice. He never even finished top. He should have. He absolutely should have done full body wax. The legs, the chest, everywhere. Eyebrows, not that bad. Yeah, part-timer. So, yeah, he has got one more forfeit to do. What's happened? He's put it up again. He wants to play it again. Unbelievable. But, yeah, so there you go. But no, but this is the thing. I think this one is the last forfeit. This is the last one. This one he's doing. So I am the only one who never finished bottom. Never had to do a forfeit. Well, Ryan never finished bottom, but he finished this week's one. It was the bottom two do a forfeit and the top two get a reward. So me and Scott are going to some flipping VIP race course thing, and them two have got to clean out stables. So it's the bottom two and the top two. So, yeah, listen, when did I have hair? Little over 10 years ago, I'd say. Little over 10 years ago. I'm not like a lot of people. I don't cling on. I shave it off. But it'll take a bit of a while for me to dig out a picture because it has been quite a long time. So yeah, like that's what you get. That's what you get, mate. Where's Graham? He's a busy guy. He's not really got time for the old YouTube game, Graham. He's not really got time for the old YouTube game. I tell you what, Dan. Yeah, I'll tell you what about injections. I remember when I had my injection when I was at school. I was the only kid who didn't cry. The only kid. And my mum gave me a packet of Skips and I think it was a chocolate bar. I can't remember what the chocolate bar was, but I remember it's a packet of Skips. So yeah, there you go. I had my TB done. Nothing, no problems. So yeah, I'm pretty solid, mate. Pretty solid. Thank you, Mr. C. Thank you. See, I never finished bottom. Proud of myself. When I was streaming with Lee Gunner, I don't know. No invite's been made. We haven't arranged anything. I don't know if there's much. We're not playing each other at the moment, so yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I had my TB when I was I think I was 8. But yeah, so it's got into the liability. I would ask me anything. Yeah, it's just me now, by the way. Nikki's not coming back. They've gone to some event. That's why none of the others are here. Nikki's running late. So yeah, like one of them ones. But yeah, listen, just touching on obviously I've done a preview Where did I go to school? In East London. So primary school, I went to school in Manor Park, St Winifred's, and then I went to school in Colchester for a few years, then came back to Manor Park. So there you go. And Ryan's got a busy social life, so he's out a lot of Fridays. Fridays is a tough day for Ryan, but no reason deeper than that. Yeah, Stuyton. Look, getting into Stuyton, I think this Jay Burt thing, everyone's basically just taking it as it's the truth. Stuyton still, like I mentioned this earlier, he's still got to prove himself. He's still, I'm happy to have Stuyton doing the business over Sullivan. It's a massive upgrade from the way we were doing business, the players that he's been able to attract, the deals he's got over the line. We've got some really good quality players there, really in. But full Krug one doesn't look great to me. But you're not going to get 100%. Now, a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's trying to orchestrate a move to other clubs and all this, and he's leaking." Like, it's all pure speculation. It's so easy to say, "Oh yeah, like Stuyton's in the running for the Arsenal job." Of course he is. Most directors of football are going to be running for the Arsenal job now. Edu's gone. They're just going to be in consideration. You think he's not going to be in? Of course he is. Are you in Colchester? Well, my mum still lives there, so here and there when I get to visit. Not as much as I like to go visit. Can I meet you at the game tomorrow? I'm going to the game. I'll be doing the fan cams tomorrow by the club shop. So if you do, you can come on a fan cam. You can meet me there. I'll be at the fan cams, doing those after the game. So yeah, my dad did go Brampton Manor. But yeah, like, look, the thing is, people say I'm not bothered whether he's here or there or not. I'm not so much bothered per se if Stuyton goes or not. My worry is that Stuyton goes and we don't bother replacing him. We just go back to the old way of doing business. Jace is working tomorrow, so unfortunately there's no watch along tomorrow. Yeah, that's my worry, is that Stuyton goes and then Sullivan's back to picking the players. Oh, when I was picking players, we was doing this and we did that, blah blah blah. You know what he's like. Oh, I'll save money rather than hire another director of football. It's good to have someone like that who, knows more about football than the owner, who has connections, who's serious. You get someone like Stuyton turn up to do negotiations versus someone like a Sullivan. That's how you get to Debo's and stuff like that. So yeah, Stuyton, of course, I want him to stay. How many games does Lopetegui have to? From a fan, it's different from a fan perspective or from a club perspective. I truly believe that they're probably going to really, when they say they're going to review it at Christmas, I really believe like it will be quite a few. He's going to be so reluctant, Sullivan, to sack him, more reluctant than the fans. For the fans, we just go, look, it's not really working. Let's change course and get someone in quality maybe that did want, for us. For Sullivan, he does not want to pay out that money. He does not want to pay it. He probably hopes that Lopetegui will walk. He walked at Wolves. He probably hope he'd walk here, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, but he's really got to be starting to put in some good performances now. This Everton game is crucial, and I'm not taking injuries as too much of an excuse or suspensions. It is a bit of an excuse, but come on, I just want to see some progress. I just want to see us progress on the team, Yeah, welcome to the fan cam, Rev 5. What do I want to see tomorrow? So, yeah, the same back four, but I think Ariella might still be just Fabianski in goal. Same back four, except I'd have, obviously, Mavropanos replaces Todibo. I'd play Soler and Rodriguez. And then I'd play Paqueta in the 10. I would play Somerville left wing, Gillam right wing, and then Antonio up top. I would play Ings, but he just barely played, so it's a lot to start him, He was about to ask Big Jace about Lara Grill. I mean, I'll you can get him at West Ham Jace on Twitter, and he's at, I think, Jace Metro or something on Jace Metro on what do you call it, Instagram or something. So he's on there. You can get him. Hope Barbados was nice, Josiah. He's close to reaching 20 games soon. I know, Charlotte, you're counting pre-seasons. I don't look at it. That's fitness. It's fitness. I was banging on the door for Mancini for a while. I think he's quite. I would like to see us go get a younger manager, though. How old is Mancini? I know age ain't everything, but I just would like to move towards a younger manager. Mancini is 59, so it's similar age to Lopetegui and Moyes. Similar age profile, you know. It would just be nice to see us move in a. I wouldn't be mad at him. I wouldn't be mad at Lopetegui, Mancini. Sorry. Yeah, really wouldn't be mad. Is Lara Grill's the place in Romford, isn't it? That's that place. I think we've been in there, me and Jace, for a few drinks when he was living right near there. He used to live right near there. But yeah, like I would like to see us get a younger progressive manager. This is the thing, the difference between us and Brighton. Brighton can sack a manager, or a manager can leave. And then a new manager can come in and slot in like this. Look at this young manager that they've got, 33 years old, very little experience at the highest level. He's come in and it's just been like, just not skipped a beat at all. Same as De Zerbi when he replaced Potter. Come in, hasn't missed a beat from the previous regime. Like, so it's not a case of how they always, it's part of it, but they don't always just find these gem managers. Potter didn't do well at Chelsea. It's because the infrastructure is so good. They have a director of football. They have someone who knows what they want. They've set up an infrastructure. They've got good scouting. They know how they want to play football. They're great at identifying profile of managers. They look at profiles, not statistics and achievements. That's why they got this young guy, because he fit the profile. And they come in, and because they fit the profile, it doesn't take players longer to adapt. That as it does us. This is the first stage of us trying something like that, but we're still transitioning from Moyes to Lopetegui. That's why I always thought of Lopetegui as more of a transition manager. That he's that guy, that bridge to be from Moyes to what we want. And it's not working out as well as we would like, but we need a bridge, and he's that bridge to the next manager. And hopefully, we can get that sort of Brighton model where it does. This is how West Ham play football. For manager, we're only going to get managers that come in and fit this style of football, that play that brand. And hopefully, we're like Brighton. Like there's no secret. Brighton, they've been very consistent. In and around those places. Yeah, they don't get Europe as much as we got Europe, but they're always in the race. You're not really seeing them in relegation battles because they don't have the funds. It's a smaller club, well run, great scouting, great infrastructure. If they had the fan base that we had and the money that we had, who knows what they could do if they'd be allowed to invest more. But they do very well off selling these quality gems that they find. So, yeah, that's one of them ones, So, yeah, listen, hopefully Lopetegui, I pull for any manager to be good, Moyes, I wanted him to be the best manager we've ever had of all time and play the best football, win the league with him. Brighton have a great owner. We don't, yeah, but that's it. But that's what I'm saying. That's what comes down to infrastructure. And this is what I always wanted from Sullivan. Sullivan is a clown. We know that. He's, and I don't like to, be so insultive of the geezer, whatever, but he just doesn't have a clue. And that's why I always wanted Sullivan to take a step back. And he has, to his credit, he's taken a step back and had someone else, but he can never help himself. He can never help himself into it. And the problem is the buck will always stop there. He will always revert to his instincts. He can never truly trust in someone like a Steidton or a Noble or the manager. Sam came out, used to say, oh, you know, Sullivan used to give you little presents, meaning that he would sign players for you that you didn't ask for, and he's just signed them for you. He can never help himself from interfering, and that is the problem. Sullivan should just be the money. Trust in someone, like you put Steidton in that situation. Steidton says, we need this, this one. What's the budget? Okay, I'm going to get you this, this, and this. Instead of going like, oh, it's a risk, or trust him. If it don't work, sack him. Accountability. Don't sit there and second guess. You know, it's the same thing. Like if you're a smart businessman, you put smart people in charge who know what they're doing, right? That's what a smart businessman does. You hire the right people who know what they're doing, so you don't have to make decisions that you're not qualified to make, and you trust in them to make those decisions. And if they fuck up and they're not good at it, you replace them with someone else. It's that simple, really. It is that simple. That's all he has to do. But he likes to get too involved. He likes to get too involved and interfere, and we end up in these situations where I'm seeing, like, you know, these players that we miss out, the managers we miss out. Gyökeres, everyone's talking about, you know, is he going to go to Man United? He's going to go Arsenal, Chelsea. Like, we could have had Gyökeres, who just scored against in the Champions League the other night, didn't he, against Man City? We could have had him from Coventry for a decent price. It was like 20 million or something at the time. Something. And now he's, you know, banging in goals. And the best clubs in Europe are after him. We could have signed him. But no. I can't remember. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But that summer that we was going to sign Gyökeres, I think it was not summer, January. I think it was a January transfer window. I think that might be in the January transfer window we signed Ings instead. Which is, again, Sullivan takes criticism. I think Moyes has to take criticism. They're both similar mindset. They want Prem proven, risk averse. Oh, he's good. He's going to hand it to the Prem, and I get that being a factor of a doubt. But you've got to be good at just scouting and just taking the chance, saying, do you know what? This guy's quality. I think he can do it. I think he's got the attributes. And this is why we're so... I hate our track record with strikers. I despise it. It kills me. But someone double check that if that January transfer that we was linked with Gyökeres was the January we got Ings. I'm pretty sure it was, because Gyökeres was at Coventry at the time. He says, smash the like button. Understand, boys. Cheers, mate. Question: did you honestly believe Steidton was going to pick the manager after Moyes? I mean, yeah, I believed he was going to have a big say in it, but here's the thing: like, he's still, the buck is always going to stop at Sullivan. If Amorim was out of contract, Amorim would be the manager. We would have got Amorim. But because Sullivan does not like paying out managers' contracts, it's not like to pay for a manager. That was not going to happen. It wasn't. It doesn't matter what Steidton wanted to do. Steidton wanted the guy that was in a job, unfortunately for him. And this is the problem. It limits us massively. Like, it limits us massively where if we can only go for free agents. A lot of times managers are free agents for a reason. Sometimes you get lucky, but you have to wait until the right manager. Sometimes the right timing. You sack a manager, and then there's this top quality manager happens to be between jobs. But that's a lot of luck. He says it was 2023, but 2023 that was linked with Gyökeres, because that's when we got Ings, January 2023. So I wonder if that was when we was linked with Gyökeres. So it is Brown worse than something. The Browns, the previous owners before the Atlantics, I think we can all, those of us that was around for those periods, we can all objectively say that the Browns was worse than Sullivan, right? It was worse than Sullivan. Like, the guy just sold all our best talent. You know, he was all about making money, no ambition. The one thing is he didn't take us away from Upton Park. That works in his favour. So, but yeah, they were awful. Thing is, you say that, Ben, but look, we got Bowen from Hull, didn't we? Was that January transfer? Can't remember. I'm pretty sure that was we did get Bowen, and that killed any hopes of promotion. Then be honest, if Lopetegui got sacked, who would you take right now? No judgment. It's such a tough one mid-season. Do you know what I mean? Like I was not even mentally prepared for managers. Like when I knew Moyes was going last season, you know, I started looking up managers and preparing and seeing who's available. But now, like, I wasn't expecting us to be talking about a new manager at this stage of the season. So I have doubts about Potter. I wouldn't be mad at Potter, but I have doubts. January 2020. Yeah, so there we go. So just money talks. So yeah, if you look a club like Coventry, you give him a good enough amount of money, you can get the player. Like, you make the offer. But we didn't want him because, you know, he's not Prem proven. We wanted Ings. So there we go. But yeah, like if you discount the London Stadium, Upton Park, just in terms of running the club, buying, selling players, all of that stuff, Sullivan is better than Brown. He in that regard. Doesn't mean Sullivan's good. Just Brown was a parasite, an absolute parasite on the club. No ambition, no hope to take West Ham anywhere beyond mid-table. Just bled the club dry of any talent, selling quality players from underneath managers' noses. Just a real, just scumbag. I despised him. I was so happy when he sold. I was so happy. Like, I don't like Sullivan, but listen, he'll splash 100-odd mil and this, that, and the other, right? He'll spend that money, but he won't always, you know, he don't know what he's doing, but just a real nasty piece of work, the Browns. And the Kearns, from what I heard, I wasn't really around for the Kearns. So yeah, that's it. He's a selling club. Potter's the XG. The thing is that why I don't trust Graham Potter, is he did have that infrastructure at Brighton. So it's like, you know, he went to Chelsea. You know, he didn't get long. He was quite stubborn at Chelsea. I just didn't like how stubborn he was. And it just seemed to me that, you know, new manager came. I can't put the success of Brighton under Potter predominantly down to Potter. I think a lot of managers of similar profile can go in to Brighton and manage Brighton because of how well run they are. And if we haven't got that infrastructure ready and prepared, then, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Sarri is another. See, that's what I'm saying. I would like more of a younger manager. I would have taken Sarri before. I think he's done well. Lampard, just don't get me started. If we get Lampard in, and listen, I'm not one of these fans, West Ham fans, that just hates Lampard. You know, we got to interview his dad. And yeah, I get it. Like, a lot of fans were not nice to Lampard while he was here. You know, the club didn't treat his dad well, and they unceremoniously sacked his dad and his uncle. I don't blame him for leaving, and he's a young kid, so I don't hold any grudges against him per se. I just don't think he's a great manager. I really don't. And just a waste of time to employ him. I'd rather have Paolo Di Canio managing. If we're going to just any ex-player, just get Paolo in. When he managed, I don't think he'd done a bad job. He's just like, he's just too crazy, isn't he? Yeah, I do remember when he had Tony Fernandez. I remember being excited about it. We talked to Jess, he's a West Ham fan, and he's minted, like, and then you go and see how he did QPR. And that is, to be fair, Golden Sullivan, when they was going to join with him, and he was like, "Nah, you're not getting any control." Fair play to them on that one. Jeez, like, imagine, you know what I mean? And they was going and signing like Rio Ferdinand when he was washed up, and Peter Crouch, and was it Jason Park? Like, just loads of just washed up players that used to be good names. What do you think? Mancini, Allegri, Terzic, Sergio, Conceição. I don't know so much about Sergio Conceição. But yeah, maybe that order, or even Allegri, Mancini, Terzic, and Sergio. Yeah, in that order. I said I wanted Mancini a couple of years ago, a few years ago, like when Italy didn't qualify for the World Cup. I was like, yeah, perfect time to go get Mancini. Yeah, Rob Green. Remember they paid like, gave him a silly contract. Rob Green signing for serious money. Like he ended up leaving for the money. And it's a shame, I get it, but it killed his career, Rob Green, in a way. Like, he never really recovered from that move. And he was a hero at West Ham. Allegri is an Italian Moyes, no, but he's levels. He is levels, let's be real. Like, he was linked with, like, the Arsenal job after Moyes. He's been linked with top jobs. I get it. Style of play is important to me. It is. I get that. But he's not just Moyes. He's like... you know, M&S Moyes, same as Mourinho, really. Mancini, yeah, like I don't know why we didn't go and just pull the trigger on Mancini before. Like I said, he's a quality manager. Like I would take a Mancini, even though I'd like a younger manager. But what I see, this is what I really no, not Ten Hag. Ten Hag, like you probably would have asked me when he was in the Ajax manager, I probably would have gone for it, but he just didn't cover himself in glory at Man United. Same like Ruud van Nistelrooy. It's a young manager, take a chance on him. What I really wanted post Moyes, and we didn't do, is I wanted us since we knew Moyes wasn't staying, is to really take that time and decide this is the style of play. This is what we're gonna do. This is gonna be how we play. This is my identity. Let's find a young manager, exciting manager who fits that profile. Who fits that profile of how we want to play football, right? And we take our time, and it's not going to be the obvious names, but we go and get that manager. You know, someone, I forgot to reply to him. Somebody asked me about Thomas Frank. I don't know, man. He's just linked with Thomas Frank. He just always seems to be linked with his job. No one's ever gone for him. I don't know whether it's just one of them cases of he's better off where he is. Like the setup, like. He's in the best place for him. And if he leaves and tries to replicate another club, it's not going to work out. Iraola, yeah, I like this shout, Charlotte. I like this shout a lot. I think he's done well. And do you know what the funny thing is? I spoke to a mate of mine who does the Brighton channel. And he said to me, he was talking about Iraola and how it took him to adapt, and he said it was like quite similar to Lopetegui. Is it took him like quite a while to adapt to sort of get a style of play embedded. They didn't really know what their identity was. It didn't start well, and then at some point it clicked, which gave me some optimism for Lopetegui. But we ain't got that sort of patience, have we? But yeah, like Iraola. Well, he's got look at him. He's got him playing great football. The results they've got, beat Arsenal, beat City, and I know it's that neither of them was at the peak of their powers, but still, for a club like Brighton with a capacity of like 11,000 in their ground, man, you've got to commend the job he's doing. You have to. Like, no one can. And again, playing better football than West Ham. Like, if we're talking about managers and what he could potentially get. Do you know what the name I haven't heard anyone mention? Bournemouth. What did I say? Did I not say Bournemouth? I meant Bournemouth. Yeah, like, and do you know what? Like, I haven't heard a name I haven't heard in a while. Is Will Still. I haven't heard Will Still's name in a while when he was really linked to Brighton. Yeah, sorry, I meant Bournemouth. Yeah, like. The Will Still, when he was linked to us, he learned football off Football Manager, and he was doing really well with League 1? He was doing really well with was it Rennes? French League 1. Len. It was Len, wasn't it? Was it Lens or Rems? Rennes, yeah. Was it Rennes? Oh, it's Rennes. Oh, there. If it's Rennes, they're 13th. If it's Reims, they're 9th. R-E-N-N-E-S is ninth. R-E-N-N-E-S. So everyone's saying Stade Reims. Yeah, so they're ninth. They were earlier. I checked this. They were like fifth. Oh, now he's the manager of Lens. Now he was Reims, but now he's the Lens manager. So they're eighth. But yeah, he did play good football. I'm sure he did get his badges now. I think he did get his badges in the end. I'm sure he got his badges because he was getting them at the time. That would be an interesting one, like one of them out of left field ones. He's got a little bit more experience than when we last were linked with him. And at Reims, he was playing good football. He was playing really good football and banging in goals. So, listen, it wouldn't be my first choice, but these are names that, you know what I mean? Oh, they sold their best player, Wahi, and let's get Summer Burnfield. Doing well, has his badges. Yeah, he has his badges. Yeah, so look, that French league, it's going to be, you got lots of PSG, Marseille, Monaco, Lille, Lyon. These are like the top clubs that are harder to finish above. Even though PSG wins the league all the time, you have like them players are fighting out for the rest of the spot. Nice, so there are quality players in there. So if you're managing teams like Reims or Lens, your ceiling is very low. So I don't think I'd take Carrick. Oh, Will Steele's a Salthouse free agent. There you go. That just ups his odds. That's upped his odds for signing for West Ham. But yeah, it would be like I said. The thing is with Will Steele, it is early, but you go and look at Brighton signing a 33-year-old bloke, right? He was managing. Where was he managing? America. Was it America or Canada? Brighton manager. And you look at that, and you just think. I think he managed in Germany before, didn't he? Herzler, that was it. Managerial career. Oh no, he was in Germany? Yeah, sorry. I thought he was. He did spend. I'm sure he spent some time in America. I'm sure he's got links to America. Texas. He was born. Okay, he's Texas American German. So yeah, he's managed 2 German clubs, the smaller German clubs. That's what I'm saying. Like FC Pippinschried and FC St. Pauli. And yeah, they're in the Bundesliga, but they're one of the smaller teams in the Bundesliga. It's basically like an equivalent of a Will Steele. They're just an equivalent of. He's just a German Will Steele. And look, they've got him in, and he's doing great. He's doing great. Reims was doing trash before he took over. Sometimes you've got to get in on the ground floor with a manager, as they say. You've got to invest in your stocks. Invest those stocks early, right? Invest in the stocks early, right? Buy cheap, sell high. All of those analogies. You can't always wait for the managers to blow up and be successful, because if that happens, then all the big clubs are going to go get them. So if we wait and we say, okay, let's see what Will Steele could do, and then Will Steele goes and he upgrades maybe to Marseille manager or the Lille manager or something like that, Monaco, and he does really well, and he maybe gets him competing for the title against PSG. We ain't getting him. I know he's a West Ham fan, so it's maybe more of a chance, but still, like if a top job comes for him, we ain't getting him. So, like I said, give these young, football's beautiful. Just get a manager like that in. But just give them the infrastructure behind it. And if it doesn't work, then you part ways and you've got the infrastructure savings and you go and get a similar profile manager. Sunderland may turn him down, and that's probably like he's it's not sort of manager I would maybe get you out the Championship, but still, that doesn't mean anything. I get the hesitation and trepidation around Wolves. I get it. White fans will be like, no. But sometimes I just think you got to look at these managers that are on the ascendancy. That are, and like I said, okay, so maybe we didn't get him in Reims, but then he's upgraded a little bit to Lens, and he's doing well there. And you look at it and you go, and these people like Stuyton, all these scouting people, they have much more resources than us to analyze these managers. So you really look at him and go, okay, here's what we can do. I don't necessarily think we won't get a top fan manager who would work for Sullivan. I think Sullivan won't do what it takes to get a top manager. I think that's how I would put it. I think we could get a top manager if we spent the money. I honestly think we could. How top? Obviously, there's a ceiling for a manager at West Ham attracting a certain calibers of managers. But I think we could get. I mean, look, like Ancelotti, for example, right? Everton got Ancelotti. I think it's too late to get an Ancelotti. But if you got at that stage of the, we could have got Ancelotti if we'd have paid the money. You know, and Ancelotti's old enough anyway to remember when Everton were good, so that probably helped. Arteta's disgrace, spending 700 million and winning nothing. Yeah. I agree, mate. You won't get any argument from me about that. Jose, yeah, like some of our fans want. I get it. Like, I love the idea of Jose. Like, the idea of seeing Jose manage West Ham would be fun. It would be fun, but practically, I don't think it's a good move. I really don't. For the future of the club, I wanted a manager that would play youth, more progressive manager. Like, as good as Mourinho is and as legendary as he is, it's moving away from the direction I'd like to see the club going. With Arsenal, you're on the cusp of trying to win a league. He's a win now manager. We're not on the cusp of winning anything, right? We're not challenging for anything. So it's not like he's just get him in and we get over the line. What line? You know, he's a trophy manager. What's the highest top range manager we can get at West Ham? It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough one. It all depends on timing. Like, I don't think you're going to get a Klopp. You're not going to get, I think, any manager that is in and amongst those top jobs, you know, that can jump from top job to top job. You maybe could get a manager that was in a top job and their star. Like, if we wanted and he was available, we could get a Pochettino. Right, I think we could get a Pochettino at this stage. That, you know, I don't think it's possible now. He's gone to America and all of that stuff. Like, those calibers of managers, the ones that aren't going to necessarily challenging clubs, but maybe ones that have been in the Champions League, in and around the Champions League. Like, you can get a manager with Champions League experience, not necessarily managers that are mixing up and winning titles, unless they're like a Pellegrini. And someone asked about Pellegrini. I do think Sullivan's fingers were burnt with Pellegrini a little bit. You know, he thought like, but again, that Pellegrini one, he went to China. You know, he was quite old at the time, and I thought it was quite lazy. It was quite a lazy appointment, really. It was just a name. He won the league with Man City. Yeah, we'll have that. But he weren't like in vogue. He weren't. Silver, yeah, would have been good. Like, people look at it and he failed at Everton, but everyone's failed at Everton. Badly run club. Really badly run club. So yeah, like, it's such a tough one. And the problem is we're not going to get this manager in any time soon. But I hope the lesson that Moyes Sullivan learns from this isn't foreign manager bad, is, you know, the problem is we have to be ambitious and not just go for free agents. But I don't have no faith. People say we should get an English manager, and our track record with English or British managers is better than the foreign managers. My problem with the British managers, and Big Sam came out and did a video defending British managers. My problem when it comes to British managers, especially English managers, they've never won this league. I mean, how much of a disgrace is that? No English manager has ever won the English Premier League. Really even come close for the most part. That's shameful. English managers have to evolve. They have to get better. They have to, you know, try and actually go and manage abroad, like different countries, and not just stick to England. And I know some managers have been sort of doing that a little bit more. Obviously, Graham Potter did it. Honestly, they're too stubborn. So they have to improve. Dyer should become the English version of Atletico Madrid. Jeez. None of these managers. I don't want to see any of these. So, yeah, let's get. No, we're not getting Dyche. you're a top 10 club in the Premier League, right? But it's not. Top 10 is going to be hard this season. Top 10 is going to be so hard with the way we're playing. We've got the squad. We're not playing like that. There's never been an English manager who's been at a club who are favourites to win it, though. Let's think about that. Obviously, Liverpool had Hodgson at that period of time. Obviously, they was on the downhill turn, but he was responsible for it. Potter was at Chelsea. But it's one of those things, isn't it? Like the managers that say Chelsea, when Mourinho went into Chelsea, they weren't necessarily favourites to win it. Like, look at Fergie. He went into Man United. They weren't favourites when he went into Man United. Klopp, look where Liverpool were, and then ended up winning it. Now, Pep, Man City, a different ball game, right? Different kettle of fish. But Mancini, they weren't favourites when so you can look at a lot of these managers, these foreign managers that went into these clubs. Arsenal with Wenger weren't favourites to win when he went in. He got them winning. So it's not like managers are just going into teams that, apart from like Pep and that, and Pellegrini. A lot of people are a lot of these managers, they dominated after. But that's what I'm saying. Fergie, like I said, so you look at all these foreign managers, not all these foreign managers weren't going in, but no, what English manager has gone into a club, like say Hodgson, gone into Liverpool. He didn't do what Klopp did. He didn't take a Liverpool team that was underachieving and improve them and get them challenging for the league. You look at any of these managers, like none of the Spurs managers. Pochettino got Spurs challenging, but Tim, what the fuck was the English manager's name? They had Tim flipping something. Redknapp did a decent job with them. Tim Sherwood, that was it. Tim Sherwood didn't go and get Spurs doing at Spurs what Pochettino did. Brian Clough. See, the thing is, English managers were good back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, right? But since the Premier League, no English managers really been doing it like that. Do you know what I mean? No English managers really been successful to that degree. So even when it comes to trophies, you look at even the domestic trophies. So yeah, it is a disappointment. So that always puts me off of English managers. That's why I don't think you should prioritize. Not saying you would rule out an English manager, but it wouldn't prioritize an English man. I wouldn't make that my go-to. Like, we need an English manager. Why? What's their track record? And hopefully it makes. I want to see English managers get better. I want to see us get a point where an English manager wins the Prem. I'd love it. I'd love it. I would take Brendan Rodgers on a short-term basis. I think Brendan Rodgers is really good in the short term. I think he's really good for like 1 to 2 seasons, and then it falls apart. I would do that. I would be happy with him as a transitional manager. Everett could have won the league if he managed Man United. It's a tough one because people forget. People just look at it and go, yeah, it's Man United. People don't realize how embedded and ingrained Fergie was into the running of the club. Because back then, especially, managers run the football clubs. They didn't just do the tactics and that. So I don't think Redknapp could have done necessarily what Fergie had done. Maybe he could have won the league once with them or something like that. But if he inherited, it depends on when he gets to the Man United. If he inherited Man United in 2000, for example, maybe. But he would have been contending with Wenger. So, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem, I think, with Redknapp. Could he have done it with Man City? If it's a tough one. But this is the problem. If English managers can only win it with the team that's going to win it anyway, and they can't improve a team and make a team challenges, well, then that's a problem, isn't it? You know, I don't like Arteta. I think Arteta's had his chance or whatever. But you look at Arteta, where he took Arsenal to where they are now. I don't think he's a manager that's got to get them over the line. What English manager could have done that even? Maybe Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe's not been doing great at Newcastle this season, but if you had given him a better team, maybe Eddie Howe could have done what Arteta's done, but we'll never know. Arteta's awful, but I'm saying, like, you've got to give Arteta some credit. But he has been heavily backed at the same time. So, yeah, it's one of them ones. Like, we don't know about Arteta until we see him at another club. So, yeah, I think it's a tough one with managers, but I just wish we weren't having to talk about managers at this stage. You know, tomorrow we need to see a performance, regardless of flipping, what do you call it, injuries and stuff like that. They've got thingy missing. McGinn. They've got not McGinn. Who was it? Oh, for God's sake! Yeah, I'm just really dehydrated, so my brain's gone. Yeah, once about the Stevie Bacon, I don't remember. I just googled him. I don't remember. I mean, rest in peace to him. But Cats in Space, I don't remember Cats in Space, and I'm quite musically knowledgeable, like of music from all eras. So, McNeil, thank you, Ben McNeil. But yeah, apologies to Stevie Bacon and his condolences. So yeah, honestly, Pep bought Phillips. Nobody's perfect. Yeah, it's true. And this is what I'm saying about Steidton buying Fulkrug. No one's 100 out of 100. You know what I mean? So if Pep can buy Phillips, who's been awful for not just awful for us, he's been awful for Ipswich, mate. He's done. He's done. Brian Clough, Brian Clough. What a ledge, mate. What an unbelievable manager, unbelievable person. But people like that, you just rate it like he's very much John Lyall. He reminds me of John Lyall, just a great bloke who loves the game. Oh, the photographer. I was looking at Stevie Baker with a double E. I was going to say, like, Catsins. I mean, it hasn't got him. It says he's still active. My bad. The thoughts on, I don't know much about it. I think it's all mad. That's why we don't, you don't want to get mixed up in all the recreational madness. But again, I'm not clued up on it, so I can't comment on that sort of stuff. But yeah, so look, hopefully tomorrow we win. I want to win. I want a performance, and then we go into the national break. If we go into the international break, with a loss and a bad performance, could you imagine us dealing with that for the next 2 weeks? Just sitting on that, how just down and out we'll be. I can see a draw. And then we have to go again. So, look, Sullivan's going to be Sullivan. He's a very cautious, cowardly man when it comes to business. So I think he's not going to do what needs to be done regardless. He's not going to have... I hope Steidton's got the list of names. 3-1 Hammers, 2-0 West Ham. Shout out Ryman. Thank you. Spurs fan. See how they get on this weekend. You won't lose. Listen, Martin, like Everton, apart from who did they lose to last week? That's some crap Everton last week, but you had McNeil out. Who did they lose to? So I just think that they've had an upturn in results. That Everton's form is better than ours. Actually, no, it's about the same, to be fair. No, it is better because they've only had one loss in their last 5. We've lost 3 in our last 5 and 2 wins, so same amount of wins. So yeah, they lost to Southampton. That is terrible. Yeah, that's terrible. Bowen, if Bowen's injured, mate, then that's the thing. If Bowen and Tadebo's injured, do you know what I really just hope for? Whatever happens, I hope, even if we lose, Gillam smashes it and he arrives and he shows himself to be the player that we need. And then it gets you excited for, okay, imagine Gillam when we have Kudus back and we have Bowen back and having someone like that. And what can we do? I sit 6 rows from the front in the bottom, Billy Bonds lower, Charlotte. That's where my seat is. Yeah, so that's what I'm most excited for is Gillam. And the only reason that is not because I have any insight into Gillam and if he's going to be this excellent player. My excitement for Gillam is the possibility that he could potentially be what we need because, you know, we need him to come in and click. He's got the pace, it seems. I'm excited to see him, and I'm hopeful that he comes in and he just has a great game, win, lose, or draw. If we lose and he has the game of his life and gives us something to hope for, then yeah. Gillam, I think he has to be due to play just for the fact of that we've got Bowen out. We've got Bowen out and we've got Kudus out. So he has to, like I said, he could play Wan-Bissaka right wing. He could do that. Or he could. Do you know what? If he plays Soler right wing, done. I'm done with him. If he plays Soler right wing and we play terrible, then I'm not having him. Neymar's injured again. Well, we got the new Neymar. That's what they was trying to say he was. If we don't play Gillam, so if we don't play him tomorrow, I will really question that signing even more. So let's see. Like I said, I'll be at the game. Me and Scott will be there. Just be the two of us. I'll be doing fan cams outside the outside the stadium by the club shop. Red 5's confident. Tune it, West Ham, mate. If that happened, I don't know, mate. In some ways, Lopetegui is kind of lucky there's an international break coming. Sorry, because if we lost, he gets that break from the fans and he gets hopefully time for the fans to calm down. But yeah, I'm going to say 1-0 West Ham. I think I said that on the preview. Do check out the preview I did with Scott. We really got to go into a lot of these things about Lopetegui and more the tactics and the systems and the game. So do go check that out. Leave it a like. And yeah, tomorrow fan cams and all that, and do check out Lawless Live, my other channel. So if I'll have a reaction video on there and do some more content over the international break and help me get to 2,000 subscribers. But thank you guys. Thanks for keeping me company as I've been all on my own. So it's been great to have and talk to you all in the chat. Appreciate you all. Have a great weekend and hopefully we win. Come on, you Irons.